Welcome to the live telecast of the commissioning of the acquired police operational combat vehicles, State of the Art Nigeria Police National Command and Control Center, and the Police Crime and Incident Database by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces at the Force Headquarters. My name is Francis Form. Thank you for joining us.
No, there's no time.
And all the service chiefs are represented.
Yeah. CDS is also represented.
Yes, sir.
Babagana Mungono, is he here?
No, I did not see him. He is not there. He is over here. Something is wrong with it. Just goes down, something water comes from there.
Somebody is inside manipulating.
This is announcing the arrival of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, the President is at the Force Headquarters, about to commission a total of 217 operational and combat vehicles, and this will help in the fight against crime and criminality in the country. The Commissioner of Police.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing up, please can we quickly take the second stanza of our national anthem as our opening prayers. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. With the kind permission of His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we can all have a seat. Your Excellency, Muhammad Buhari, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Mr. Yahaya Bello, Chairman, Senate Committee on Police Affairs, representing the Senate President, Senator Haliru D. Jika, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, the Honorable Minister of Police Affairs, Alhaji Muhammad Magari Dingyadi, and other honorable ministers of the Federal Republic here present in our midst, the Chief of Defense Staff, ably represented, the Inspector General of Police, the chief host of today's event, IGP Mohammed Abubakar Damu, MPM, MNI, other service chiefs here present, and heads of intelligence and security agencies, members of the police management team, members of the corporate and organized private sector, the Permanent Secretary, Police Affairs Ministry, Senior Officer of the Armed Forces, Police and other agencies, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Inspector General of Police, may I very warmly welcome you to this very historic event, heralding the official commissioning of newly acquired police operational and combat vehicles, as well as state-of-the-art Nigeria Police National Command and Control Center, as well as the Police Crime and Incident Database Center, all domiciled here at the Force Headquarters, Abuja. Straight to the point, I have the very singular honor of inviting the Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abubakar Damu, NPM MNI, to deliver his welcome address. The Inspector General of Police, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Governor Yahaya Bello, Chairman Senate Committee on Police Affairs, Senator Haliru Jika, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, Honorable Minister of Police Affairs, Alhaji Muhammad Megari Dingyadi, and other honorable ministers here present, the representative of the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chairman Police Service Commission, service chiefs and other heads of intelligence and other security services, members of the management team of the police, senior members of the armed forces and the police, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor, delight, and a deep sense of professional fulfillment that I welcome Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, to the Nigeria Police Force Headquarters. Your Excellency, consequent upon my appointment as Inspector General of Police, I set out to redefine our policing framework. In so doing, I was motivated by the fact that security presents a key component of the change mantra of the federal government in the drive to take police to the next level. A well-equipped police force remains critical to the attainment of these internal security objectives. It is in furtherance to this that we set out to enhance our operational capacity towards coping with the dynamics of crime. This informed the procurement within our limited budgetary resources of this operational asset. Assembled here for President's commissioning are 139 Hilux vehicles, including 46 police smart surveillance CCTV camera on the move vehicles. Others include 11 tactical operation vehicles fitted with the state-of-the-art surveillance equipment, 9 armored personnel carriers, 5 troop carriers, and 7 anti-riot water cannon trucks. Also to be commissioned at the Nigeria Police National Command and Control Center and the first phase of the Nigeria Police Crime and Incident Database Center. It will be recalled that I had previously briefed Mr. President that part of our policing strategies is to deploy surveillance technology in our crime management operations. The acquisition of police smart surveillance vehicles which are fitted with high-resolution, long-distance CCTV monitoring equipment with high electronic functionalities and are linked to Nigeria Police National Command and Control Center is to achieve this purpose. The vehicles will be deployed for real-time electronic monitoring of Abuja-Kaduna Highway and other major highways and vulnerable locations across the country, including electronic surveillance of NNPC pipelines in the country. The patrol vehicles, on the other hand, will be utilized to strengthen the safer highway patrol scheme, while the technical and armored personnel carriers will be used for special police operations, especially in support of our anti-kidnapping, anti-banditry, and anti-robbery operations. The water cannon trucks will be deployed for the management of civil disorders within the dictates of our democratic values, rule of law, and international best practices. The Nigeria Police National Command and Control Center will enhance effective operational coordination and real-time monitoring of situations via video links between the force headquarters Abuja and all the 36 states of the Federation, including FCT. Similarly, the Nigeria Police Crime and Incident Database Center is to aid the Nigeria Police in acquiring a credible electronic criminal database to support criminal investigation and strategic operational and tactical planning. Today's event represents the first phase of our re-equipment plan, and with the effective takeoff of the Police Trust Fund, we shall sustain our blueprint of modernizing all components of our operations towards addressing any form of threat to our internal security. I thank Your Excellency for consistently supporting the Nigeria Police and assure you of our unwavering commitment to continually reform and equip the Nigeria Police to achieve Your Excellency's internal security vision. On this note, I have the singular honor to present these critical policing assets and to respectively request the Honorable Minister of Police Affairs to invite His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to officially commission them. Thank you, Your Excellency, for honoring us with your attendance. Thank you, sir.
That was the Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abubakar Damo, making his speech, the 20th Indigenous Inspector General of Police, Nigeria Police Force. And at this juncture, may I very respectfully invite the Honorable Minister of Affairs, Alhaji Mohammed Maigeri Dingyadi, to make his remarks. The Honorable Minister, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kogi State, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Police Affairs, the Chairman, House Committee on Police Affairs, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, members of the Federal Executive Council here present, service chiefs here present, senior police officers here present, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am highly delighted to have this rare privilege of welcoming Your Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari to this auspicious occasion. Your Excellency, it was just yesterday that you were with us at the Police College Udil, Kano, for the passing out ceremony of the 628 cadets that have distinguished themselves in both character and learning to qualify for appointment of senior police officers. Today, Your Excellency, again, you are here at the Force Headquarters to commission some security equipment and vehicles for the Nigeria Police Force. The fact that you have dedicated more than 1/3 of this week towards supporting better police services for the country is a clear testimony of your commitment to the promotion of efficient internal security for the good people of this country. Your Excellency, following my assumption of duty as the Minister of Police Affairs, we have, in collaboration with the Nigeria Police Force, been engaged in collaboration with in directing at reforming the police force. This includes setting up of committees for immediate takeover of the Police Trust Fund and Project Management Implementation Committee. We have also, in line with Their Excellency's directives, concluded the enlistment process of the police recruits into the Nigeria Police Force. The recruits are now about 6 weeks old in our different police training colleges, undergoing necessary training that will qualify them for appointment into the Nigeria Police Force. We remain conscious of Mr. President's wish for an effective police institution. We are also aware of the fact that this informed the re-establishment of the Ministry of Police Affairs to give policy direction that will reposition the service to the next level. One thing I have observed in my interaction with different components of the police officers is that the police force has some best and the finest group of police officers and men who are not only professionally competent, but loyal and deeply knowledgeable. They are often ready to make sacrifices towards engendering internal security. The challenge of policing in Nigeria is, therefore, not in the deal of the police personnel, but largely has to do with funding, welfare, limited manpower, and training. I'm aware that Your Excellency is fully conscious of these challenges, and I can confirm that requisite presidential marching orders have been given to the ministry to evolve policies and sets of actions that will not only address these challenges, but to restore the lost primacy of the Nigerian police force. I would like to use this opportunity to draw Your Excellency's attention to the challenges in pension regime of the Nigerian police, and to humbly call on Your Excellency to give a positive consideration to addressing these issues as part of the welfare policies of the federal government for the Nigerian police. Your Excellency, the major security challenges of armed banditry and kidnapping for ransom are hydra-headed, happening in different styles and methods. You hear of young school children below the age of 17 or married women desperately looking for money, arranging for their own kidnap, so that parents or husbands will be made to pay ransom, only to end up being shared between the so-called victims and those who are hired to do the kidnapping. Hydra-headed problems such as these ones require hydra-headed solutions, Your Excellency. It is therefore imperative to suggest that in addition to the various security measures being taken to check these vices, there is urgent need for collaboration amongst security agencies and the Ministry of Information with a view to launching a massive campaign to reorientate the general public to desist from desperation for money. This can be best achieved through jingles, drama presentations, and mass campaign targeted at reorienting Nigerians. Mr. President, you can be rest assured that we shall continue to coordinate effectively with the Inspector General of Police towards achieving your vision in relation to the police reforms and efficiency. Indeed, the event being held here today is a clear testimony of your determination to equip the police in this regard and enhance their operational efficiency. On behalf of the Ministry of Police Affairs, I reassure Mr. President once again of our commitment in ensuring that the Nigeria Police is properly positioned to drive the next level security agenda of the federal government. I appreciate Your Excellency for accepting to personally be present at this occasion, in spite of your attached schedules, and for the continued support that you have been given to the Nigerian police, and pray that Almighty Allah continue to guide and protect you as Your Excellency guides the nation through the path of security, peace, and development. With these few remarks, it is now my honor and pleasure to invite His Excellency to deliver his address and to commission as well as inspect these very important, laudable projects that have been presented to Your Excellency for commission. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
He's a friend of the police. Please sit down. All right, please down.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Kogi State, members of the National Assembly present here, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Honorable Minister of Police Affairs, and other ministers, Inspector General of Police, and the representatives of the service chiefs, heads of security and paramilitary organizations, senior government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to be with you today to commission the Nigerian Police National Command and Control Center and the first phase of the Nigeria Police Crime and Incident Database Center and the affiliate of patrol, surveillance, and other operational vehicles acquired to enhance the duties of our police. Security of lives and properties of Nigerians is a constitutional obligation. Hence, this remains a top priority in the agenda of our administration, and the police is central to the process of meeting this obligation. It is for this reason that I have always prioritized the police as a critical agency in the internal security architecture of our country. I am glad to note that the leadership of the police has keyed into the federal government's next level agenda in relation to strengthening institutional capacity towards addressing internal security challenges and advancing my vision for a civil, highly equipped and modernized police force. I also note the reforms being undertaken by the Inspector General of Police, as well as the strategies that he has put in place in guaranteeing the efficiency of the force. I am particularly impressed with the technology-led and intelligence-driven models which have combined to bring about the stabilization of security situation in the country. I am aware that the Inspector General of Police inherited international security situation that was threatened by the heinous activities of bandits, kidnappers, armed robbers, and other highly organized criminals in some parts of the country. The nature of these crimes affected public confidence in the capacity of the police to protect them. I am confident that the strategies put in place and the quality of the leadership being provided for the current police force will bridge the gap between the citizens and the police, but to combine to increasingly restore public confidence and enhance the operational capacity of the police. I note that our force has been collaborating effectively with state governments, strategic stakeholders, and other security agencies to restore security in states that were hitherto confronted with the menace of banditry. Routinely, the Inspector General of Police briefs me on many breakthroughs and recoveries made by the police across the country in several intelligence-led and well-coordinated police operations. This is beside the great strides and respect that the force has been drawing to the country in the peacekeeping operations in other parts of the world. Notwithstanding the achievements you have recorded, I charge the police leadership to avoid complacency in the efforts towards ridding the country of crimes. My vision is to bequeath to our nation a legacy of a reformed, modernized, fully equipped, highly motivated, and citizen-focused police force that is reorientated to the virtues of professionalism, respect for rule of law, due process, and best international practices in their operations. It is in cognizance of this that I approved the readjustments of police emoluments as well as the recruitment of 10,000 extra police personnel on an annual basis to motivate and enhance the manpower of the force. It is also in this regard vehicles and other critical policing assets being launched today were acquired from the limited budgetary resources of the force. This is commendable and illustrates your capacity. This is commendable and illustrates your capacity to efficiently manage limited resources available to the force. I am quite conscious of the funding limitations of the force and its effect on the optimal delivery of police service to the citizens. The federal government will continue to enhance funding as well as work towards meeting your manpower requirements and welfare needs. The takeoff of the Nigeria Police Trust Fund will further assist in meeting your operational and logistic requirements. To give immediate effect to the Police Trust Fund Act, I have directed the Minister of Police Affairs to fast-track the processes of its takeoff. By the time the Act becomes effective and utilized in the most efficient and result-oriented manner towards addressing the logistics and operational requirements for the policing of the nation, I hope to return here to commission more critical policing assets. I therefore charge the leadership of the police to continue to give new orientation to officers of the force such that they can appreciate the virtues of policing with activity and within the dictates of the law and ensure that the institution regains its position of confidence and respect from Nigerians. You must take cognizance of the fact that in the discharge of your duties, you shall not only be judged by the number of crimes you have stopped or the number of convictions you have secured, but also the extent to which the process of achieving your statutory mandate conforms to professional and legal standards. Finally, I congratulate the Inspector General of Police and the police force for this notable step and encourage all to sustain your zeal for service to the nation. As I commission these valuable policing assets, it is my prayer that Almighty Allah continues to give our nation and protect you all. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Can we give yet another?
All right. Telecast of the commissioning of the acquired police operational / combat vehicles and state-of-the-art facilities. That was the remark of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ours is a very lucky institution. On a week that Mr. President celebrated his birthday, we had the privilege of having Mr. President at the prestigious Police Academy for the passing out parade. And on 20th of December 2019, the 20th Indigenous Inspector General of Police is again hosting Mr. President on this very historic moment of the official commissioning of these operational assets. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this tells you the very privileged position of the Nigerian Police Force in the policy of the country and how the President values the services of officers and men of the force. Can we give Mr. President another round of applause? And ladies and gentlemen, as the President goes down to do the formal commissioning, we enjoy you to keep clapping even as he goes down the aisle. And again, we want to announce very quickly that after this commissioning, we'll also be going behind to do the formal commissioning of the data center as well as the National Command and Control Center. The persons I'm announcing their names are the only ones that will be accompanying Mr. President. The Governor of Kogi State, the Chairman Senate Committee on Police Affairs, the Chairman House Committee, the SGF, the Honorable Minister of Police Affairs, the Honorable Minister for Federal Capital Territory, and the Honorable Minister of Information, the IGP himself, the DIG Operations, and the DIG ICT. The DG SS, representative of the service chiefs. The rest guests will advise that they remain seated while the commissioning goes on.